Good morning. Welcome,
Good morning,
everybody.
good morning.
We are back. We've been
back.
podcasting a lot lately.
Yes.
I feel like everybody about sick and tired of my face. I'm going to have to figure out something to do here. But
Maybe you can shave.
maybe real sick and tired of that
It was
face.
the only way I could
That'd
change
go
his
viral.
identity.
Yeah. Baby face it up.
Yeah.
Unfollow.
Oh, boy.
But we got a really special guest here today.
Good morning. Good morning.
Ulysses like the president.
That's Grant. Yes, sir. That's me.
Been with us a long time. Been an absolute cornerstone in our internet department for how long now?
Going on 6 years this year.
6 years. Damn, dude. Just surviving in the car business for 6 years is an accomplishment,
Hey.
let alone being successful and sticking in that department like you have. So
Thank you.
tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to get into a little bit more about what you're into. So you've been with us 6 years. Tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, what you do, the rundown.
Okay. Yeah, no, Ulysses, everyone knows me by Rizy. Rizy Got Sounds. I make music for a passion. That's what I do. I work in the internet department, sell cars over the internet. That's my passion as well. I love it, you know. Selling cars has always been a new expansion for me, you know, and it definitely broke me out of the box. I was always closed off before getting in the car industry.
I was going to say, it's not exactly a
Yeah.
common, music industry car
Exactly.
sales. Like, it's not a normal bedfellow.
No, not at all. So you definitely got to accommodate on both. But, you know, getting in here definitely expanded everything, you know, broke me out of the box. You know, I was able to, you know, put my personality out more into the world. So I like that. And I just got my recording studio, so that's cool, you know, putting my passion
That
again.
is cool, man.
Trying to get that built up. DJing for just about the same as I've been selling cars. You know, 5-7+ years DJing as well.
Yeah.
You guys can see me on the Christmas parties.
I was going to say, yeah. We've actually had what has got to be the weirdest car business thing is that we've actually had a lot of in-house DJs
Yeah.
for our events. And
Matt.
that's
Matt
got to
is
be
always a
something
good
that
one.
is not normal in car dealerships, right?
Right,
I mean,
right.
I would think. I don't know. I've only ever been here. But I want to ask you, car business.
Yes.
Right. I don't think any of us ever planned on getting in the car business. We just kind of stumble into it. I feel like you learn to live in it, survive in it,
Right.
and then all of a sudden you go, oh man, this is a good racket for me, right?
Right.
Tell me a little bit about your introduction to, how'd you get in here, and then a little bit of, 6 years back there is, I mean, you're talking from COVID to what the
Yeah,
heck is
so-
going on in the world to, man, the car business is normal again to whatever the heck is going on now. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, no, going into the car industry, like I said, I was very quiet. You know, my trainers were always the people, the environment alone. As soon as I got in, it was like I was family. You know, it wasn't like I was a stranger to anybody. They took me in with welcome hands and, you know, they showed me the ins and outs of it. And then, like you said, it became a lifestyle after so many days into the industry. So, I mean, it was awesome. I've seen the ups and downs. Like you said, COVID was
Weird.
crazy times in the car industry.
Especially in the internet.
Yes, especially
Yeah.
in the internet. That's when internet really, I think, BDC in general took off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's when everyone wanted to do everything online because they saw how easy it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love it, man. This is my lifestyle now. You know, they live, breathe, and eat cars.
Yeah. Well, and it's weird because it really does, because everybody got cars.
Yeah.
And it really does like kind of get into all aspects of your life. You know, it doesn't matter where you are. Somebody's gonna ask you about a car. Somebody's gonna have a car problem. You're
Exactly.
like, hold on, I know that
Hey,
answer.
yeah.
And so it does kind of get you in everything. Now, people that knew you when you got into the car business, knowing that you had a passion for music,
Mm-hmm.
you know, your other interests, were they like, what are you doing?
Yeah, how are you going to sell cars?
Yeah, what are you doing, man? Like,
Right.
this isn't your thing. Like,
Right.
did you get a lot of that? Or?
I did, yes. Like, they were like, bro, like, do you even know how to sell cars? Like, do you even know how to change an oil change? Like, do you know how to change a tire? I was like, I don't. I'm going to be honest. But getting into here, you know, it's you're thrown in with the sharks, right?
Yeah.
You're thrown in and you're expected to learn how to swim, which I got. I soaked it in like a sponge, you know?
Who was your first internet manager?
Internet manager was Gonzo.
Oh yeah.
Gonzo.
So you went right to the sharks.
Yes.
And I
right
mean
to
that in the
sharks.
most loving way, Gonzo.
Yeah, I love
if
Gonzo.
you catch this,
he,
yes.
he showed me the ins and outs. Like he showed me how to, do the whole entire cardio over the phone, which is crazy. You're selling something that you can't even see, touch,
Yeah.
drive, and we're doing it. We're putting it together and making it happen, making it super fun and easy in the process.
Yeah. Now, was there? Were you always comfortable talking with people you
No.
didn't know, hadn't
No.
meet? Was that was something you had to
No,
develop?
not at all,
Because
yeah.
I'm gonna give people a little bit of background about the internet department. At least most of us commonly have met someone in person, and you have a hey, nice to meet you. You get a little feel from what on the phone or even text message. There's none of that.
None of that. So you really have to set your first impression like as soon as they pick up the phone. That's why I say you got to make it fun. You got to. They feel your energy even over the phone. It's like it's easier face
really
to face.
do, right?
But like if
Like
you're
they can get a vibe from you.
absolutely, if I'm on the phone talking with my hands, putting on a smile, and throw some excitement in there, they're gonna feel it absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if I have someone who's picking up the phone, just woke up in the morning.
That's why
and
when
they're
I get a
like,
call from a vendor and they get this, and I'm like, yeah,
yes,
thank you. Okay.
You can't be
All right.
robotic, man.
Like, they know I don't want to talk to this
Yeah.
vendor about advertising, It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. I tell you, when I spent some time in the internet department, I kind of laughed, and I'm going to tell you my perception of this, and you can be like, what a dumbass, or tell me what's, but I remember thinking, I really don't even look like he's trying over there, right? But, you just kind of have the process down. You do it your way. And it was funny because I want to say Tristan was in there, and he'd be like, oh yeah, I'll just have Rizy do it. And you'd be like, all right, I got it, and just do whatever, set the appointment, close, whatever it was. And it was like very nonchalant and untraditional maybe, I don't know. And I remember thinking, what the hell? And so then, me, I dig into stuff, and I'm like, shit, Rizzy's killing it. Like,
Yeah, so
my perception was, I don't know what I expected visually for, and I don't mean like you were slouching like
No,
you were
no,
inner,
I
but
get
like
you.
you were, you just very not rah-rah about it.
Right.
You just, matter of fact, did your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, and how I like to, I had some mindset thing, especially in the room. When you're constantly getting told no, you're gonna get, mad or upset, and you're just gonna go into the next phone call and be like, I'm gonna just expect a no, right?
Yeah.
So I like to go in there and like just ease my mind, not go into it, not stress about it too much. If they tell me no, cool, on to the next. And that way, when I do get a customer that tells me yes,
Yeah.
hey, my excitement, my energy's 50 times more. I get that appointment, boom, all right,
Yeah.
on to the next.
The no's are really hard for people in
Yes.
this business, especially until you kind of get that a little bit of callous to the no's, because
Right.
you get a lot more no's than you ever do get yeses. And you
Yes.
usually get how many no's before you get the yes from the same person?
Like 50 before my one yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty wild. So, and I just thought it was funny because me coming in from up top where there's so much like visual, how we're, our body language, what we look like, all this other
Yeah.
stuff, and then you come in here and it's really, really more about the substance. You don't have any of those. I laugh because a lot of what we wear is to present.
Yeah.
And you don't have any of that here.
No.
It's just your
My voice.
yeah,
My
and
voice.
what you say, like what
Yeah.
you say matters a lot, because you're not going to be able to show them that truck and they can see it for themselves. You're not going to
Exactly.
be able to, and so I just laughed. I thought it was funny, like, I think it was Tristan, probably Tristan when
It
I first
definitely
started
was
coming down
Tristan.
here. Yeah, he's like, Rizzy, get on that for me.
Yeah.
And I'd look over, all right, that was the extent. All right, done being at 4 o'clock, and I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell just happened
Yes,
here?
sir. That's how we get it. Got to make it fun.
You know what? I'll tell you, we have a pretty diverse group, and I don't mean diverse in the typical public meaning, but
Yeah.
like diverse personalities.
Yeah.
Like there's 5 different ways to do the same thing, and we have people that do it every way, and it's just fun to see a lot of different ways to be successful.
For sure. Absolutely. I like it. You got to have your own process to it.
Yeah.
If I throw a little me into it, hey, I'll make a friend at the end.
When I was a sales manager, it was one of the things I used to always say is because we all sell the same cars. We all use the same product. The biggest difference is the person that's
Exactly.
actually who you're dealing with and makes it unique. And that is the one thing that no one else can be. You know,
Yeah.
everybody else can sell a Silverado. Everyone else can sell a used Altima. You know, I just went on a rant about Altima drivers earlier, so it's top of mind right now.
Ultimas are like tanks.
Oh, dude, they are
The Sentras and Ultimas are tanks.
oh, they are the menaces of the road. I don't care what anybody says. You know.
Yeah, I believe it.
You know, like you see a you know, a thing in the news. You're like, yeah, Altima crashes through a fence. You're like, I could see that.
Yeah.
You know, but if you
Not
heard
surprising.
like Escalade crashes through a fence, you're like, wow, really?
Yeah, true.
I gotta get off of that before we, you know, we anger the Altima folks because we sell a lot of Altimas, great cars, very reliable, good pricing from the
Yeah.
used car center. But I want to
say,
talk to
good
you a little
say.
bit about the non-car part, man.
Yeah.
I saw you'd opened a studio. I knew you were involved in music. I knew you had a passion for it, and that seemed like kind of a leap to another level. So I want to talk to you a little bit about it. Tell me what led to that, where that initiative came from, and what you're doing in there.
So, ever since I was a kid, of course, music has been a passion. My music, you know, I like to say, did inspire when I did start to make it. But my parents always put me onto music, you know. They always, you know, my mom's a singer for church. So she always was singing. And then I got into it because I started, you know, seeing other people do it here around town. They weren't necessarily so big, but I got inspired by
Yeah.
it. So I was like, hey, I think I can do it myself. So after high school, I actually went to college for it. I did 6 months in college for it over there in Phoenix. And I came back over here and still continued to do it. Actually, my DJing business took off. So I started getting DJing like every month I started to get 3 to 4 gigs, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
So now, and then I started making music my own, started producing my own beats. You know, it was just a hobby at that point. People started telling me, hey man, this is actually pretty good. Why not take it to the next step or go the next level? So it was all an idea. I was doing it with my friends and everything, and then we threw out the idea of owning a studio, and then we all came together. We saw this spot. We messaged them. It was open, and we took the initiative and just jumped on it. And I had owned a studio back then, but it wasn't necessarily open to the public. It was just to my friends and everything like that. But there's so much talent out here now.
Yeah,
And
that's
Bullhead's
cool.
only getting bigger.
Yeah.
So like if I can inspire and put the younger generation on, or if there's a band out here that wants to get recorded professionally, because I have a whole team with me, photographer, engineer, you know, graphic design artist. I got all that.
Makeup artist.
All that. All that.
He
If
said
they need
makeup
it,
artist.
I got it.
We need a makeup artist sometimes.
If they need
Sometimes
it, I got
we're
it.
like, we need a little makeup over here.
Hey, even a barber. Hey, I got a barber
Hey,
too.
barber, there you
Yes,
go.
sir.
I had to go get a haircut today. I was like, dude, I did that last podcast, and I was looking pretty fluffy, and so
You guys told me I was going to be a podcast. I put on extra gel on today. just
that's
to
what I'm
make on
talking
extra
about.
You did a good job,
See, that's,
good
I went and
job.
got a haircut. I was like, God dang, dude, I know Rizy got way more style than me. I'm gonna have to at least get a haircut before I come on here.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you about DJing, and this is just a dumb guy who. So my mom sang in the church, my grandma sang in the
Yeah.
church, my grandma played, you know, organ the whole bit, and I was the opposite. No interest. You know, I found no inspiration, and I was always like, I think wrestling's on
Yeah.
at 1 o'clock if we get home.
Right,
Like,
get
you know, so I was
I
the
get
complete
you.
opposite. It just never. But DJing is interesting because there's like 2 modes for a DJ. I feel like every event I've ever been to, we got to play all this crap, right? Here's the thing that they requested. Here's what they want.
Yes.
And here's the required song for this thing or whatever the event
Yes.
is, you know. And then there's like the dancing party, and then it's the fun part, and you get to play what you want. Or
Exactly.
so tell me a little bit. I mean, is it like come with the territory, or do you just absolutely dread the beginning part, waiting for the end? Or tell me a little bit about.
So I always.
And that's
like
just
to
a
come-
dumbass's
No, right.
non-musical
I feel
person.
you.
No, that's
yeah.
a good
Feel it.
question. It's a good
Yes,
question.
great question. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's very similar to a process in here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you have to go in there prepared, obviously, right? But you also have to, you know, figure out what times or the people are gonna come in. Like, say, for an instance, a wedding. I have to announce when the bridesmaid and the maid is gonna come in. The the groomsman and all that. He's gonna come in and all the best man. I have to announce that, but they give me certain times on when to announce it with certain songs. So I have to go in there prepared. I have to download these songs, and I have to make sure I'm on the time to their specific timing on when they're gonna come in. And then I have to, like you said,
They play their walkout music. They think
yeah, they're just playing. We're playing the walkout music. Yeah, that's fun and all. But then you look at the time, and it's like, oh, we're 3 hours in. I got 2 more hours left to play what I want to play, and then my job's done.
Yeah.
Which it's cool and all, but you know, it's if you're giving me a thing to do, like a set list, I think it's super easy, and it's giving me prepared. And then I get to play whatever I want to play.
Yeah.
Like I usually ask for like a certain genre of what they want me to play.
I was just gonna ask you that.
Yeah, a certain genre of what they want me to play, and then I'll go based off what they request.
Get a big hillbilly wedding, start playing a bunch of
Exactly.
EDM music.
Well,
and they're
we
like,
know
whoa,
that
man!
That will make sense.
We know
That
his
will
style
make
of
sense.
music, so it must be hard if you do say like a country party and you're like,
Yeah.
well, we got to play all this country, and you're like, well, that's not my thing, but hey,
I
you gotta
will.
play it. You gotta play it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I have this, I go to the gym in the morning, right? And depending on my mood, I'll either listen to a podcast or I'll listen to kind of like, I like lean into music kind of on what I'm needing or feeling,
Yeah.
right? And then I'll come to work. I'm usually like, earmuffs, everyone. I'm usually making text messages, whatever the hell's going on, to make sure my day's
D&D.
moving along,
Yeah.
right? And then I'll go to lunch. I'll get back in my car, and my gym music's on. And it is not the vibe for me at that moment. You get in, you're like heavy metal or
Changes
some
the
rap
mood.
music or something, and I'm trying to run to
Yeah.
Jimmy John's and get a sandwich. And it's just, I love this music.
Yeah.
Boy, it sure doesn't fit right here.
Right.
And that's kind of the power of music,
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. Music changes everything.
Everything.
Everything. And then, like I said, if I have a chance to inspire, that's my number one goal.
Yeah.
If I can inspire.
So that was my dumb DJ question. And it's funny. I used to try to get the guys to play like music while we were coming into the sales meeting on Friday,
Yeah.
because I always felt like we used to do it. I don't know if you
used to,
remember,
yeah.
but it used to
Gonzo
kind of
and
like set the
Gonzo's here.
tone,
For sure.
And so maybe we need to get back to that because it does kind of set the tone
Yeah.
a little bit.
If we got a speaker in here, we just got to do
I
it.
know. We need to get like some badass speakers like you guys got.
Hey,
Just
there we
rock
go.
their.
There we go.
Yeah.
That'll wake people up.
So the studio,
Yes,
you go in, produce your own music.
I do.
However, you also are like a business owner in that regard, that somebody wants to come in, they can do their own thing and you guide them, or you just lease the space to them? What does that look
Right.
like?
So when they do book, say someone wants to book the studio, they are able to use all the equipment that's provided at the studio. And it's not just any equipment. You're going to be provided with some snacks, drinks. There's video games there. It's a whole vibe that you can just go and be there for the time being. It's a little content, I'd say, business, but it's usually more for the studio. When they do book, you're able to do that. You can hire the engineer, you can hire the producer, or you can hire the photographer, whichever one is available. Obviously, that'll be prior when you message me when you want to
You
book.
have to book it and schedule it.
So I would like to, have an idea of what exactly they're going to be wanting to use, so that way I can have the right person there for them to get the right equipment done.
Right.
So I have a whole recording booth in there. I got a producing room in there. I even have a gym set up in there. I got a kitchen set up
Now we're
in there.
talking.
Yeah.
You might even get Shane in now.
Yeah, I have a whole
Listen,
gym set up
Gyms are getting
in there.
expensive. You make
Yeah.
me a deal, I'll be in there. You guys be trying to make music and you just hear me over there doing, not making music.
Yeah, well, we got it all set up, and like you said, if they need a guide, we're gonna guide them there. I'll make them sound professional. I'll mix and master them if they do need it. Jeff said something about if a band wanted to book. I will have multiple microphones in the recording booth. That way you can set up, record a guitar, record a bass, record the vocalist, and then we can mix that together, see how it sounds.
Now, do you have people come in there that want to rent the space and don't really know what they're doing yet?
I have already twice. Yes.
And then you end up becoming like a de facto tour guide, or is that part of what you enjoy about?
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the process. People will go in there and they expect or some studios do go and hire people and they expect that, you're gonna know exactly what to do. But some people will hit me up and not know exactly what to do, or hey, how can I go about getting on this song, or what can I say in these few songs to make it, you know, relatable to what I'm trying to do now, or how can I jump on this and say my flow around this so so I can sound good. And I'll guide them absolutely. And that's what I like, the inspiration of it.
So my daughter has recently started playing guitar.
Nice.
And so we've been watching all this music stuff, not just the songs, but like behind the scenes stuff, whatever else.
Yeah.
And you see these legendary artists in these studios. And then outside that thing, there's what looks like, it might as well be an airplane cockpit with all the buttons and things and this and that.
Insane.
And I have no idea what the hell they're looking at. So I imagine people have a similar experience. Like, yeah, I want to go in and, you know, I want to play some music, I want to sing, do whatever. And then the reality of, holy cow,
Where do I start?
there's way more to this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's the first thing that people walk in there and go, oh, I wasn't expecting this?
So they'll pull up to the studio, they'll get ready to record, and they're shocked with how impressive my studio is, which I think is awesome. I'm already like, hey, pat on my back.
You have a highlight video,
I do,
right?
yes, I do.
So,
we have a process of what it looked like before and what it looks like now. We're still adding to it. We're still
I'm
kind
sure
of,
it's forever fluid, you
yes,
know? Yeah.
it takes a lot of money, can't lie, but we'll
I
get
bet.
there. We'll
Yeah.
get there. But
Just keep Rizy motivated to sell cars. Let's go.
yeah. This is at my house. This is before. But right here, this is when we first got the studio. This is what it looked like before. This is when we wanted to branch out some ideas. This is where we're going to put the recording booth in. We're still working on that one. My whole producing room is done. That's where we have the gym at. This is the producer room. I do have that all set up already. And the gym is back there. I do have a kitchen area right here, but I have a whole gym set up over here on this area. We're gonna add more
That's awesome.
to it. And then, yeah, it's right in front of the Circle K on the 95, next to some apartments.
Yeah.
It's a good area, pretty secluded as well. That's just me in the studio making music. This is what it looks
there you
like.
go.
This
Look
is
at
where
that.
we have it at now. We added a lot to it. We actually had
Come together.
a graffiti artist come down and paint the mural for us, put that Valley Studios on there. We're still adding to it. And
Who would have
yeah,
thought a
slowly
graffiti
but
artist-
surely we're gonna get there. Yeah.
A graffiti artist would make so much money in
I
today's
would,
world.
because I've seen some badass graffiti.
Well, there is,
Yeah.
definitely. They have some talent.
We actually we want them to come out and do a couple more things. We got some plans to do to get involved in the Boombox Parade.
Yeah?
We're trying to get a float and collab with Angel House of Fades. Not sure if you know
Nice.
them.
Yeah.
With the Valley Studios. We got plans out for the studio. We're
I'm
gonna
more of
have
a
it-
cost cutter guy myself, but I'm aware if they do, you know, he's a good dude. He's involved in a lot of
Yes.
things. You know, he's very entrepreneurial, got his own
Yes.
thing going, and has
Great guy.
expanded. And I used to see him in the gym. I ain't seen him much. Maybe he's working out at your place, but he's a good dude.
He's a great
Yeah.
guy. Yes. And we're also planning on, we did an event at the Coview, I believe last year. It was a pretty good turnout. We're planning on doing more events like that here throughout this year. So I'm gonna be popping out as DJ. Like I said, there's a big crowd of younger generation down here with a lot of talent. So we're gonna put them on the map a little bit,
Yeah.
let them know that Bullhead is out here and we're here to stay.
So I was gonna ask you, do you have anybody on your radar who's kind of like, keep an eye out for this guy? They have it, like they have the talent, they have the drive. Like, is there a couple of artists that stand out to you?
Yeah, there's actually a few. He actually works with Angel. He's a barber as well. His name is Donovan. He's a great artist. A lot of potential. Another one, he's on my team. His name is Giovanni. He's a producer. He produces with me a lot. Great producer, great DJ. The guy is talented. Those are the two that I really would throw all in my cards in. And I'm here to help them, get that to that next level, and see if
awesome.
we can put Bullhead City on the map.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe I should ask this as a question instead of a statement. What is your dream? What is your vision, right? For one, you don't do this if you don't have a vision.
Right.
Right? If you don't have the vision, none of this probably happens. But now that you have it, I'm guessing you're getting a little bit clearer
Yes.
picture of what this dream looks
Absolutely.
like. So tell me a little bit about what that vision is and where you think it's going.
Yeah, so like I said, it started as an idea with my friends and buddies. Now that we're dialing everything in, I just want to, I want to put Bullhead City well known. We're getting some pretty
Yeah.
big artists down here in Laughlin already, and we're only getting bigger ones as the year comes. Bullhead City is only getting bigger, and we're right in between Vegas and California.
Yeah.
So if I can, put my studio out there and become a really big studio to where I'm bringing in 5-star artists, or I'm able to get placements on these artists, or I'm able to
Right.
get someone from Bullhead City and put him out there and get him into the big leagues. Like if that's my dream. If I'm
Yeah.
able to just inspire anyone,
That
that's
would be
my
cool.
dream. Yeah.
It's really interesting because, and I apologize, every story I tell comes back to football, but
Yeah.
like in my head, that was what I thought too was, man, if I could get someone there, if I
Yeah.
could put kids in college, if I could,
Yes.
whatever that thing was, man, that meant so much to me, even though, like for me, it would not benefit me.
Right, right.
It would mean a lot to me.
For sure.
And I'm sure that I hope that there is benefit to you as that thing goes on. And,
Absolutely.
And, you, even if it's just feeding back to
Mm-hmm.
where, you got found or got started or whatever. But do you have any type of relationship with any of the casinos or clubs or any of the other entities where you could take your studio talents and do more? Do you have anything brewing with that?
Coview is probably the closest one that we're really locked in with to
And
do.
if people don't know, Covu's probably one of the coolest spots on the river.
It's probably the best spot.
Actual spot is super cool.
Yes, yes, and they do a lot of events. It's just not like public. Like a lot of people don't know about them.
It's kind of under the radar.
Exactly.
It's almost a little bit of a subculture, I guess, is
Yes.
what I would describe it as,
Yes.
because it's known, but it's definitely. I mean, maybe you guys bring some big crowds, big events, but it is such a cool spot. I've been going there since, shoot, what was it called? Iguanas back in the day.
Yeah, Iguanas was a
Back
good
in the
restaurant,
day,
man.
yeah, and like it's right up to the river.
Yeah.
It's got a cool, like, you can look out. It's got like layers to the place. I don't know if there still is. There used to be like pool tables, a bar, and then like some eating area. Like it's a pretty cool spot, and it's just ripe with potential.
Right. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, throw on a lot of events there. If I can, the Chamber of Conference has been in the talks as well. Throw some events there. Like I said, we're trying to expand. We're barely in the first stages. We're still on soft opening.
Yeah.
But so like, it's going to expand. 2026 is going to be an
Does
opening.
Kovu have because they have, one of the coolest things about them is that they actually have like a little actual cove.
Yes.
Is that functioning? Like, can you pull up on the water and?
Yeah, you can bring your boat, dock it onto the dock, of course, to get to the restaurant.
Okay.
Go take off on a boat.
So that is very rare for this
Yeah.
part. Like, if you ever go down Pirate Cove on a weekend or I guess any day during the summer, that whole area is just packed full.
Of
Like, if you
boats,
get one
yeah.
of them boat groups and like make a little party spot there on one night a week or whatever, it would be
Hey,
badass.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it would be
Yes,
so.
sir.
It's such a cool spot, and it's I always tell people about Bullhead City, and it's super unique with that river.
Yeah.
That river just makes everything different, and it'd be pretty rad to pull that off.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. If we can pull that off, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be way
That
cool,
would
man.
benefit Coview too.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been down there in a while. I'll expose my fatness here, but when I go down that direction, I go get a meatball sub from D'Angelo's.
Hey, that's
That's
my.
my
That's a.
Oh, the
Yeah.
meatball sub at D'Angelo's is
Yeah.
one of my favorites. And so my daughter knows we're going down that part of town. If I suggest something else, she's like, or
D'Angelo.
we get a meatball sub. So, but that, I don't go in there too often. But yeah, that's kind of a quiet little part of town.
It is.
What's interesting, so I was just at D'Angelo's. If I had more time, I would have sent you a picture of the pizza I got down there. Elite.
You're making me hungry.
I know. Is it lunchtime?
Not yet.
Almost.
But they built that apartment complex down there.
Oh, they build those very, very fast.
Holy cow, they built them fast, and it was packed with people
Yeah.
walking around, kids out there playing.
Yeah.
And bringing a little youth demographic to that area is probably nice.
Yeah, that's very true. I actually didn't even consider that. I
Yeah.
forgot those apartments. They build them so
Oh,
fast.
I felt like I was at a ribbon cutting or groundbreaking or something for it, and then I went down there and I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, they were all
I feel like
there.
it's the opposite. You're like, hey, we're going to do a groundbreaking for this thing, and like 3 years later, you're like, any day now, guys. And that thing was the opposite. It was up so
It was up,
fast.
for
And
sure.
people in it, yeah,
Yeah.
crazy, man, crazy.
They're pretty
area.
nice too.
They are very
pretty
nice.
nice apartments.
They are very nice.
Yeah,
And
we
it's-
just had we had a guy on talking about some of the development. They got a lot of stuff brewing for housing down in that, like they're growing that part of town. Like from Circle K over to the city buildings, that big giant empty
Yeah.
area. They're developing all that. I think they said they just sold it to a developer who's going to put a bunch of stuff in there. So it's pretty wild
Yeah,
seeing the
Bullhead's
town
only
grow.
growing bigger. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And the talent's growing just as well.
Yes.
So
Well, and I'll tell you,
you got to find it.
it's a world that I don't exist in, but it's a great idea to have a place for. There really isn't a great musical culture here in town.
Right.
You go to a lot of places. I mean, almost like I go to Pittsburgh. They have symphonies, they have orchestras, they have universities, they have all these avenues if you're an artistic person, and we're pretty limited out here.
Yeah.
And I would say that you're probably in the new age of that, where back there they're kind of old school, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
cool to offer somewhere to go if you have a musical interest. If my daughter, I don't know what the hell to do for her. If my daughter says, Dad, I really like playing music and I want to make this song. I wrote a song, and I go, cool.
Yeah.
Now what? Now there's a place
a
to take
spot.
that. Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. So I don't even know how long we've been talking, Argonda.
We're about 31
We
minutes.
normally
31.
have a guest from out of store, and I don't want, but I do want to talk a little bit about the business too.
Yeah.
Internet department is buzzing. We were just talking about a little bit, over the last couple of years, our internet department has grown. I mean, we sell people cars from all over the country
Yeah.
sometimes. You've been in there, you've seen it all, and it seems like the industry, I don't know, we kind of hear things are slow or something, and we really haven't fallen off of a pace. Like, we are still pretty busy.
Yes.
I think we talked earlier, we had 14 visits yesterday, 8 or 9 appointments already today. I think we have 3 or 4
done
sold
deals,
units. Like, you said yourself, you had a busy day already lined up, right?
Yep.
I really hope we're not screwing up any car deals. I'll never do a podcast again if we do.
No,
Bancroft be like, no more podcast.
So the industry, as far as internet, I think this is where it's headed into this direction. This is the new step that customers are always going to want to take. They're going to do their research online before stopping into a dealership, unless you just got money like that.
Yeah. Or you're old school.
Yeah.
You like to kick tires and,
Right.
When I started, bro, I'll tell you, I remember you'd get a customer and they'd say, oh, we just an old tire kicker. And I'd be like, I was new. I didn't know. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this guy said he wants to buy a car. They're like, all right, yeah, help him, do whatever. Well, then a month later he was back. Another month later he was back. And so after a while, you're like, what the hell? And it was the thing. Like, guys were just bored. These old fellas were just bored. They'd come up and they'd want to talk about the new car, and eventually, someday they would buy one. But and the internet has kind of put that online.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of people shopping, basic questions, things like that. And then when they click the button, they come to you.
Yep. And then that's when we make it, fun. We have to make it process, because that person that did submit that lead is getting called by 50 other salesmen. So that's why we have to put, our little touch into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to put our little touch into it, show them what Findlay Chevy GMC is all about.
Do you get a lot of people going, what the hell did you just say? Like the president?
Yes. So everyone says, usually when I don't say it, which is funny, when I don't say like the president S. Grant, they'll be the ones, oh, like the president. But
That means it's a pretty good tagline then.
Yes. So when I do say it, they're like, oh, I like that. I like that. Very unique.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I won't forget that. And then when they come in, like the president, where is he? Where's the president at?
Well, it's funny. I was going to ask you, do you have a lot of people that, because just so people know, our internet department is dedicated to internet.
Yeah.
You guys rarely leave the internet world.
Right.
And I mean, let me rephrase that. You barely leave the office of your internet world. Do you have a lot of people who are like, where's Rizy at?
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And there's sometimes where they will get upset.
Yeah.
There's some situations where they're like, hey, I spoke to this man, Ulysses, like the president, and he's not here. He told me he was going to be here. and then they'll leave, fortunately.
We usually, I mean, we try to let people know our process.
Yes,
You know,
so
and actually, it's such a dumb thing, but telling people our process up front made it so much easier for folks.
It really did.
Yeah.
It really
I'm
did.
helping you in this regard. This will be ready when you get here.
Yeah.
Then this person will help you. And I don't know, kind of cleared the path for people or something.
Right. And I always like to, prep them up for when they do come in here. Hey, you're going to get, greeted by my top sales consultant. I'll have the vehicle pulled up and ready for you. But if there's anything that does change, you just reach out to me. I'm going to assist and accommodate the way I can.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I love that. Thank you so much.
Well, it is unique for us too because we have 2 locations.
Yes.
And so just that in itself is hard for you to be all these places. And so having people dedicated and ready, like we start every morning, we look at our appointments coming in, try to have the cars ready, the guys ready, Lord knows, we know someone's going to be in the comments and be like, I went there for a car and they sold it right before I got there. And I'll be like, that did happen. It has happened before. It's not very often, but we sure seem to hear about it a lot when it does.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's sad when it does.
You sell 20 cars in a month, right? And then you have the one that goes bad and that's all anybody talks about.
Yeah.
We got a
magnifying glass.
Yeah, dude, we get a bad review or something. And I will say more often than not, it's literally communication. There's a misunderstanding. Communication is probably the #1 reason for unhappy customers. And we try our best to, fix it, not have that happen, whatever. And somebody left, no one's ever going to buy a car from you guys, this, that, and the other thing. They had a door ding and they wanted to burn the world down over it or something,
man.
And I was thinking, bro, I think we sold 180 cars this month. Relax. How can we help you? Can we help you? And some people don't want to be helped, man. I don't know. It's weird.
And that's where the internet comes in. They don't even want to.
They don't even want to. They would rather be angry and tell everybody how angry they are than get their situation fixed. So
you got the trolls.
Yeah, they exist everywhere. We
Yeah.
think they just exist in this one realm. No, they drive cars, they eat food, they go to doctors, and they troll everywhere they go.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we're still surprised, but I've been doing this for way too long. And they existed 20 years ago. They're going to exist in 20 more years.
It's true. There'll be AI in 20 years.
Yeah, we'll have AI trolls.
You'd be arguing
Just
with
an
us.
absolute elite bot of trollness.
Boy.
That would
Whole
be
new
hilarious. That's funny you talk about AI. We have seen some AI inquiries.
Yeah.
Where a robot shopped for somebody and it gets caught in a loop of forever shopping.
I worked one to the bone. Hey, he was good with his objections. I don't even know how he was able to script this, and were you able to discount the car and he didn't even buy it. He didn't end up buying it, but
I remember we had a
AI.
couple that it was clearly an AI, and you're thinking, is this some smart person? Or is this some AI company getting free testing on us? Seeing how this goes, you know? I want to know what the real story is, but we've incorporated a lot of AI things into our process. And they've been pretty helpful, but even then, they're pretty simple. They're really just a large language model. They're not really a pure AI. And even they get tripped up sometimes, especially with some of our social media stuff. Jeff sees it all the time because we'll post a funny video and someone will comment or send us a message about the video. That was hilarious. You guys are crazy. And the AI will be like, hi, how can I help you? We're not crazy. Something stupid like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, geez, here we go.
Yeah.
Then we have to explain. That's AI, sorry.
That's AI. Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry you were speaking with Jackie. She's actually AI.
Yeah.
He's like, dang, I like Jackie. Can I talk to her again? Yeah, that's so weird.
Right.
I want to let you get back to work, but I also want to, I want to ask you, or at least give you an opportunity. Do you get a lot of folks that reach out to you directly for referrals, things like that? Do you have kind of a network of people here in town, or do you primarily? I guess I just think, man, you're involved in a lot of worlds. You know what I mean? Musically, socially, all those other things, family, you got a lot of networks, right? Do you get a lot of people that call you up and say, hey, I need a car? Do you just send them to the website? What do you typically do when people want to find you? You know, if someone goes, man, my boy Rizy, I want to buy a car. How do I reach him? What's the best way?
Best way, you know, they usually I have to give out business cards to everyone. You know, that's the best way. Or, like you said, social media is probably my #1 avenue where you can reach me, because I'm always posting either about Findlay. I actually have an action figure page where I post. That's a little hobby of mine, where I post my beats. I post the music, the studio. So every time that, you know, someone is looking for Rizy, they do say, oh, he sells cars, I need DJs. So it's either
They're
one
looking
of those.
for you, and you got to be like, do you want a car? Do you want an action figure? Do you want
Yes,
music? What do you want?
Exactly.
What action figures do you do?
I do imports. I do imports from Japan.
Yeah.
So those are a little bit pricier nowadays
Is that
because
like,
of the tariffs.
is that all like anime themed, or is
Yes.
that,
Yes.
yeah.
And
you could be like a drug dealer here at Findlay with the anime theme.
so I actually
These
started
boys love
on
their anime.
I started on Whatnot, and I was making a lot of money on Whatnot, but then they started taxing me a lot too. So
Yeah.
I was like, maybe let me ease off on Whatnot a little bit. So I started, you know, buying my own collection and posting on Facebook groups. And this month I was able to cash out almost 17 grand.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
1700, sorry.
Yeah.
1700.
That's a lot.
Really good.
That's a lot for
Yes.
action figures, right?
You know what's crazy is,
Way a lot.
I don't understand what happened. I collected baseball cards back in the day, like
Yeah.
every kid did. And then nobody cared about baseball cards at all.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
It's
boom, they're
back.
huge again.
It's collecting
Whether
right now,
baseball cards, anime cards, Pokemon cards.
yeah, or just collecting in
everything.
general right now is super, super trendy, you know? And a lot of people are jumping on it. And it's not just action figures, cards. It can go Legos, pins, Disney pins. It's like people are collecting all sorts of things. And it's trending right now.
I wonder
Yeah.
why.
I know, I don't know. And these little pins can be worth like $300. I'm like, what is going on here?
So, full admission, I'm sure there are old dudes who are into anime, but I missed the anime window, right? I was a comic book kid. You know, I
comic
learned
books are-
which are basically like, you know, a different version of American anime. Like,
Yeah.
very similar. Graphic, fun stories, heroes, you know, the whole bit. So I see the parallels, but I missed the anime window. And so I'll be sitting over there once in a while, and I'll hear these guys start talking about anime. And I'm sitting there, you know, typing at my little desk.
Yeah.
And then I just start, like, telling some story, and I'll be sitting and be like, the hell did he just say? He did what? You know, I'm like,
Anime's
holy
pretty
cow,
crazy.
it gets wild, dude.
Anime's pretty crazy right now.
Yeah.
It's like Breaking Bad on ×2. It's kind of crazy. I can't
Yeah,
lie.
and it's one of those things where I'm like, my first instinct is always to be an old man, be like, what the hell are you guys watching, you know? And then I think, I don't know, I watched some pretty weird shit when I was,
Hey, anime right now is there's some animes that just are super relatable.
Yeah.
And it's a cartoon, right? But you know, there'll be some situations in there that you can just relate to,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow.
the
Okay.
one thing, and I have no idea who any of them are or what their deal is, but the amount of people in the gym who have anime attire or backpacks or sweatshirts or whatever lends me to believe that there's a connection.
For
like
sure.
they find some inspiration
Exactly.
in the anime that or there's a connection. Like if there's 30 people in the gym, you know, 5 of them have anime things. I mean, that's a pretty significant amount,
sure.
especially a lot of them are old folks who don't have any anime. You know, they got like a Fox News shirt on or something. You know, a little bit of they're not that market,
Right.
but so there's
Yeah.
got to be something in that
No, yeah,
lends
an
to it.
anime is super relatable. You know, they'll find situations and they'll put it in anime forms, right? But there'll be situations, real life situations that you can relate to, absolutely. And there's some quotes that I live by on some anime shows that I have on my phone or a picture that I just keep on my phone just to remind me, you know, just super motivating.
Yeah.
And when I do watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've gotten, I've taken the very atypical middle-aged white guy where I'm like reading a lot about Rome and ancient history and, you know, and I'm like, dude, did you guys know that Marcus Aurelius said this? And the guys look at me and they're like, this guy, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the very atypical middle-aged
Sure.
white guy approach. So.
Hey, hey, I believe it.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm gonna let you get back to work.
Hey, before he goes, you got a couple shout-outs real quick.
Oh,
We always like to...
listen. I also want to say, getting Rizy on here was great, but getting BDC to finally watch the show.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's go.
And that's the thing. We got
That's all it
those
took was getting Rizy. I
few
think I
of
had
them-
Manny on the
Let's
show.
go.
I don't think they watched as much.
A few of them were, but I do want to give a couple of your friends shout-outs. We have Brian Phillips. You know Brian Phillips. He's
Brian.
saying, what up, Rizy?
Yo, what
And then
up,
we have a
Brian?
bunch of chat on the news channel as well. Your brother. Your
Leo.
brother's watching, and he said a lot about it, so you'll have to go back and check out the
Okay,
chat on that.
fair. Shout
And
out
then,
my
of course,
brother.
that was Leo, right?
Yes.
Leo.
I can't
okay.
find it on my phone in time. Sorry.
That's okay.
But-
And then you had Maria.
That's
Aline.
my girl.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, she's in there watching. And
Awesome.
so Giovanni.
Giovanni.
So
yeah,
you got a
he's
lot
my
of people
producer.
watching. So a lot of
Yes, sir.
shout-outs. Thanks for watching, guys. Just
I
want to
appreciate y'all boys. man.
acknowledge everybody, you know.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys go follow the Valley Studios on Instagram.
Yes. So
There you
go
go.
follow Valley Studios. If you're looking for some action figures,
Yes.
beats, a car, a good deal, sell us your car, whatever it is, reach out to Rizy. Rizy is the dude for all things, apparently.
I am. I am the
Yeah.
plug.
We'll put if you can, Jeff, maybe just put a link to some of his contact
Yeah.
stuff.
We will. We'll get your
Maybe not his cell
Cool.
phone, but
Sounds good.
Not a cell phone now.
Maybe not a
There's too
cell
many
phone, but-
inquiries with that one, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get you up there. for
All
sure.
right.
Yep.
Sounds good.
cool, man.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
Thank
And
you
then
guys. Yes.
I know you had worked on some audio for us. We're gonna
Oh, yeah.
one day we'll put together a video with the audio and we'll release it collaboratively. You know, you can do
Cool.
that whatever the hell it is on Instagram where you co-create with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put something together.
We'll
Like,
collaborate.
We'll
We'll
put a little
collaborate.
actual effort
That's
into it.
Yes, sir.
And,
Got a couple
put it
beats
together,
for Findlay.
So, hell
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait
awesome.
to hear them.
Right
All
on,
right.
man.
Let's do it.
All right.
Appreciate it, Rizy.
Thank
Good,
you.
Good to sit and talk with you, man.
Thank you guys.
See you
Yeah,
guys
Thanks,
next.
Arganda.
See you next broadcast. We don't even know when the next one is.
Listen, I have so many people reaching out to me
Hey,
right
just
now.
pay attention to the channel.
I have
That's all
so
we
many
can
people
say.
reaching out to me right now that want to come on that it's like, dude, I would love to. I feel like it's just too much me talking, man.
Yeah.
Nobody wants
Well,
to hear anything.
Well, they'll be coming on, so
Yeah.
get ready.
I need whoever's coming on next. They need to do the talking.
We got Sarah
so.
Hughes in here saying good morning. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, good
All right,
morning.
guys. We're done.
Back to
See ya,
work.
guys.
Bye.
Welcome to Findlay Chevrolet GMC. Dependable Chevrolets, powerful GMCs, advanced technology, comfort, capability, friendly team, stress-free visits, certified service and quality you can trust. Visit us today.